The last chance to add points to your WiiWare account is on March 25th, 2018. So today I'm going through the games from 2011 and 2012 that are worth knowing about. Hey everyone, thanks for checking out this last retrospective for WiiWare. Today I'm going through the 6 games that were released in 2011 and 2012 that I think are worth knowing about. So let's get right into it. The first game worth knowing about is MDK2. Which is a port of BioWare's third-person shooter originally released for the PC. The WiiWare version is a port of the PS2 game MDK2 Armageddon, and this is just a good game that has a cult following. You're probably better off getting the PC or PS2 version, but it's interesting that it came out here. Following that is Fast Racing League, which is a Wipeout-style futuristic racing game that's got its start on Virtual Console and had later digital entries on the Wii U and Switch. The game has been known as a decent replacement for F-Zero, as Nintendo basically abandoned that series. So fans of later Fast Racing League titles will definitely want to check this out to see how the series started. Next up is Anima Arc of Sinners. So this is the first video game based on the Anima pen and paper RPG and card game. The game is a 2.5D platformer with some RPG elements. Overall, not a great game, but definitely worth checking out if you're a fan of the more recent Anima Gate of Eternity game, as a lot of the graphical style that was used there was featured here as well. That moves us into 2012, and the first notable game here is Stone Keep, which is a really strange release because it's a good game, but Stone Keep is a port of an old Interplay first-person action dungeon crawling game. I don't know why they re-released this game now, but it is really interesting that it came out. Following that is another Frogger game, Frogger Hyper Arcade Edition. This is kind of like a remixed version of the classic arcade game. It's got new modes and new skins. The game features traditional Frogger gameplay with modes that range from single player to 4-player matches. These new modes include Tile Capture, Battle Royale, and Freakout, so just a bunch of new modes for Frogger. The game has a number of skins, including new Hyper Arcade skin, the original arcade skin, and a bunch of unlockable skins, including fun stuff like Castlevania and Contra skins. There's also new and classic soundtrack, so this seems like a great game to check out for Frogger fans. The last game I'm going to talk about in this retrospective is La Mulana, which is archaeology-style platformer and adventure game designed to look and play like a classic MXX title. The WiiWare version is an updated remake of an original Japanese PC game where the player is originally armed with a whip but can also get a bunch of different weapons and items to help them get through the stages. The game features hundreds of puzzles and secrets as well as some big bosses. The WiiWare version is known for having toned down the difficulty of the original PC game, which was wicked hard, and changed up some of the puzzles and bosses accordingly. So definitely an interesting game, worth looking into if you're a fan of those kinds of platformers. And that's really it. I mean, there were a couple releases in 2013 and 2014, but nothing really notable. I do think there is a ton of great stuff here that you should check out. A bunch of great updates to classic games or new entries in classic series. So, like I said, the last day to add points is March 25th, so get out there and get the games that seem interesting to you. It's also really worth noting that there's a ton of great Virtual Console stuff on the Wii that is going to be gone too, so check out the Virtual Console stuff. There's a bunch of cool import titles that have never been released elsewhere. There's a bunch of versions of really rare games that you can get for a pretty good price, you know, considering some of the games they have there are worth over $100 now, so you might as well get the $8 version if you're interested in that while you can. It's also worth noting that if you don't have a Wii and you still have your Wii U, you can use your Wii U to access the original Wii shop, so definitely stock up if you're a fan of that kind of stuff. If you're a collector who wants to own some of this stuff, I highly recommend it. Thanks for checking out this retrospective series. I have a ton of other stuff to get through this year, so subscribe if you want to know when my other retrospectives are coming up, and I'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.